My name is Randy Neves, and I am the acting treasurer of Active Minds for the Rhode Island College campus, and I am here to discuss what is Active Minds. Active Minds is a non-profit supporting group for mental awareness. They have over 600 different chapters across the United States and all varying colleges as well. It was founded in 2003 by Allison Malone.
A little story about her quick is that what motivated her to start the organization is that her brother had committed suicide, and it really kind of motivated her to have this initiative.
So, Active Minds' goal is to really support mental health through the awareness and education of what is just educating about mental health. So, through it, we want to be able to educate different people about what is mental health, what is mental, oh my gosh, we want to support through
Education
Yes.
of what is mental health.
Yes.
I think is what you wanted to say.
Yes, that is what I wanted to say. I wasn't ready to present, but in front of TV. But we want to be able to educate, get different people involved, get the community involved, and get everyone aware as to what is mental disorders and how we can help people cope with it, help people understand it, to try to have a way for them to have an outreach to someone who can help and who can listen and who can talk to them, because it is something that a lot of people go throughout the world, throughout everything. Everyone has an issue with different mental disorders. So, here's some statistics. 5.4 million students benefit from Active Minds throughout the United States, with over 600 different chapters. Active Minds' goal to educate and inform different groups of people. We have benefited from the program, have had a further understanding of what is different mental disorders, how to cope, and how to learn how to educate and better themselves in their lives. 67% of students say that they are feeling depressed and they have suicidal thoughts. That is something that I have gone through personally. I've had suicidal thoughts when school was becoming too much and I felt like I couldn't do anything. And we ultimately want to be that group that we can have people come to us and be able to touch base and just be someone that can listen and support them through these troubling times and try to get them to become better for themselves and their well-beings. And again, 50% of us will experience some form of mental health condition in our lifetimes.
That's a crazy stat if you think about
It really,
that was kind of shocking to me to read, I think.
Yeah, 1 out of every 2 people is going to experience some form of a mental health condition. And if we can get as many of those people, even for the Rhode Island College chapter, anyone here who has that kind of condition, that kind of issue going on, it's going to be a success for us because we want to be able to help out as many people as we can. So here is another very, very, very scary statistic. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for college students. And 39% of students in college experience a significant amount of mental health issues. With 280 people decide not to go through with suicide attempt for every person who dies by suicide. A lot of people contemplate it, but still, one death out of 280 is too many. And we want to be able to make that number much smaller as possible. 67% of college students, like I said before on the prior slide, tell a friend about it. If anyone ever says that they are going through thinking about suicide, always support them. Let them know that you're always there for them. Get them the proper help that they can get. 1 out of 5 adults have a diagnosable mental illness, and 50% of us, like before, will experience a form of mental illness in our lifetime. So, landmark studies prove positive effects of Active Minds on campus. New study by the RAND Corporation, which is a corporation dedicated to the education and further understanding of what is mental illnesses and different conditions as well, have found that longitudinal studies over 1,100 students at 12 colleges was peer-reviewed, and findings found creative support climate con campuses had significant positive impact on different awarenesses as well and helping out those students. And mental health is something that's very prevalent among everyone, but it's been found to be more so among young adults. Sometimes we are reserved, well, the anxious generation, especially nowadays. We have student loans, you have papers to write, you have your 1, 2, maybe even 3 jobs, heck, maybe even 4 jobs. There's a lot going on in different people's lives. It can really get very tough. I have a personal issue financially. It's just, I have a lot going on right now. It's getting crazy, but a lot of us really have a lot going on. Everyone has varying issues. And we really, especially, well, not especially, but amongst younger generations, there's just a lot more going on. We have debt as soon as we turn like the age of 20, right out the gate. And this generation is closer than ever to breaking the stigma around mental illness in a time when only 44% of adults and less than 20% of the children and adolescents with diagnosable mental health problems receive the treatment they need. That is too many people not going out, getting the help that they need, being able to outreach to someone. And any one of those people should know that there are people out there that do care, that do want to help, that do want to get them through these tough times. Self-care. What is self-care? Self-care is really maintaining a highly functional relationship with yourself and being able to treat yourself very well, be it exercising, bless you,
Excuse me.
exercising,
Self-care.
what?
Self-care, me and my cold.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
very true. Be it going out for a walk, watching TV or a movie to make you feel better. Just doing something positive and making you feel better is self-care. Taking a quick 20-minute nap, that's self-care. Just something to keep your mind and just maintain a healthy mentality with you and who you are. Just to kind of, all right, if you have 3 papers to write and you dedicated 6 hours to it, at least take like a 20-minute break just to give yourself that, decompress all the stress, and then that way you can rebuild your confidence and then go forward. This practice of self-care also reminds both you and others that your needs are valid and a priority. You are your number one priority no matter what, and you should always look out for yourself. Think about yourself first. I know it's going to sound selfish, but you have to look out for yourself before others because you are your number one person. You should always be as happy as you can be. If you ever have any issues, you should be able to look out and have an outreach to someone to help.
So a big reason why I put this slide in here is not only for it to be something that we as members can take away, but also I think this is going to be a big theme moving forward in the activities that we promote and that we hold, is that, you know, we can be that reminder to students and that way of providing them the time for self-care and the tools that they need.
So, we have some examples. So some examples of self-care for me, a big one is cleaning. I'll be working at home on a project and then I just look at my room and I just gotta clean it up. Be it tearing apart my entire room, just putting back together, that takes my mind off it, that makes me feel better. I feel much more better that I accomplished something. Cooking or baking is another example. Going outside, get a massage, just getting out there, just doing something to take your mind off it. Reading's another big one, even though I don't read that much anymore, but I still do it every now and then. That's a very fun thing for me to do. Join and save lives. We really, as a new chapter, we need new members to come on. We will take anyone to come on if they want to help us fundraise, spread the message, help others. We are willing to take all parties, doesn't matter. As long as you want to help others and be an outreach to someone in need who needs help, who's scared and alone, we will gladly take you for this new chapter that is joining Rick.
So I think this is a good time to open up the floor to any questions if you guys are curious about. Sure.
So I just want to clarify, are you guys I know that you have kind of a multi-pronged focus. So are you serving as a connection to resources for students who are coming to you about this topic?
I think something we've talked about earlier was providing information such as like the suicide hotline number or stuff like that. A long-term goal, and I don't know how realistic it is, would be to actually, Taylor came up with this awesome idea to have a hotline at RIC. I don't know, the practical steps behind that, but of course I'm thinking about these ideas, but we would definitely want to have resources for students such as that.
I also wanted to ask too, are you, in addition to education, are you framing yourself as a support group? Or would that be another connection that you could help students?
We
were thinking about having support events.
Yes.
Okay.
So one thing that we started talking about is having a storyteller, what did we call it?
A storyteller series.
Storyteller series where maybe we would have a specific topic. So maybe one on addiction, and then we could have people tell their stories or submit them anonymously, and I guess that would be kind of a support group environment.
But I think also a support group is a great idea, like
Yeah.
having like maybe nightly, not every night obviously, but maybe like one night a week, having meetings like for students who want to talk about their specific problems,
Yeah.
like in a smaller group.
Because the other question I had was in what way did this work? Is it an organization, the student organization?
Yes.
right?
Correct.
How does that differ from the counseling center, or are you guys working with them? Are you connected? Because I know they do offer support groups, but maybe they're not, convenient for students, or if you have support groups, will you have mental health workers there, or is this a peer, peer mentor or peer support program?
I guess it would be more the latter. Yeah.
May I jump in for a moment?
Yeah, of course.
I think a very important designation to make about Active Minds is that it's not a counseling service.
Right. That's what I wanted. Thank you for clarifying.
They are
that.
very, you do have to be careful with the boundaries because you're talking about sensitive information, you're talking about mental health, which is very personal. As you've heard about from the various stories that we've shared throughout this room. However, we do not replace the counseling center. We do not replace services like Learning for Life. However, we do our best to open up conversations about mental health. And we do our best to pair students with resources on campus and in the community. However, we do have to be careful of, the role that we play and recognize your boundaries as well.
Thank you for clarifying,
yeah.
actually, because that's what in my role
Yep.
as a navigator, we have to kind of walk those same boundaries. And so I did want to kind of clarify whether you have peer support, peer counseling, or it seems more like the focus is more providing that education and maybe a little boost of support to maybe help that person step out of
Yeah.
their.
Absolutely. And then reach out for counseling services.
And be able to network them to the proper needs and necessities such as the counseling service
Right.
and Learning for Life and so on and so forth. Just really trying to get them so they know that there are options, because I transferred here and I literally I unfortunately missed my orientation, shame on me, but I was not aware of Learning for Life or even the counseling services, so I bet there are many other people out there that aren't aware of it as well, and we want to be here to help network those to you guys as well, so that you can get the proper treatment.
Thank you so much for answering those questions, I appreciate it.
I think another important thing is one of our goals is to be just a community about mental health. So those who are suffering, not necessarily come here to be counseled or to talk individually about it, just to hear that other people are going through things and that it's on campus and they're not alone.
Yeah.
Right. We almost want to create that climate in which people aren't afraid to have counseling services. Yeah.
Try to break the barrier for them that thinking that there's no one out there to help, when in reality, I went to the counseling center, all the people there are pleasant, amazing humans, so there are people out there that really do care and really do want to help, so being able to help is something that is our number one